Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers and sovereign thinkers. This is LL3's newest podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today's date is Friday, December 30th, 2016. Yeah, I'm just going to make this one a short version. I'll give you my little intake on what happened, which I originally got from Press for Truth. And I took the initiative to check it out on Blacklisted News. Plus, it was on Free Thought Project. And before I narrate it, I was gonna say I'm at the CJ's Java Lounge, which is at 400 Southwest First Avenue, Suite 1 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And their phone number is 754-301-5832. If you want breakfast, they got some cool little sandwiches and so forth. Nice little facade. So I think they have a Facebook page. If they do, I'm gonna take initiative on posting it on there so you can see for yourself. It's a cool little mom and pop hangout. So if you're tired of those big corporate franchise cafe chains, come to a mom and pop. And CJ's Java Lounge is pretty cool. This came out, opened up November 1st. Chat with some of the young folks here. Used to be where Club Squeeze was, So, and I understand if you don't want to come here because if you are fans of that scene, and I love that club too. However, I took a crack at it, and it's a nice little vibe, really chill, lay back, and it's right along the New River. And so, if you want to just head down, do it, and tell them, look, the third sent you, all right? Okay, and I'm gonna be mainly addressing on here from the freethoughtproject.com. Some interesting news here. Like I said, I got what I've got on my tweets and so forth. And it says here, Anonymous just hacked Bilderberg and issued anonymous threat. Work for humanity or lose it all. It was written by Matt Agarist. And it says here, it's one of the most secretive and powerful organizations you've probably never heard of. The Bilderberg Group, which virtually no mainstream corporate media coverage of the event. The ultra-exclusive event take place in the open as the world remains uninformed. In fact, many people still believe that the Bilderberg Group is a conspiracy theory, in spite of many of the world's elite admitting to attending as well as the group publicly listing their event. Nearly 130 politicians, financiers, and industrialists attended this year's conference, with the guest list including the chief of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, as well as former heads of the CIA and MI6, what was once considered amongst the world's most secretive meetings. The Bilderberg meeting had been held annually since 1954. Until recent decades, the actual existence of the meetings had been generally disregarded by the mainstream media, nothing more than a fringe conspiracy theory. Yeah, they love to use that word. I have a conspiracy. I like to use a conspiracy theory fetish. Yeah, because I am so manly. I'm saying that, or I'll lose my job. The annual meeting of the global power players, including representatives from government, private industry, media, finance, think tanks, academia, as well as numerous other organizations representing both parties and private and public interests. Takes place in closed-door sessions amid a heavily armed security presence and extremely little in the way of transparency, with journalists even being arrested. Oh, yeah. Since the mainstream media refused to shed light on this secretive and power-hungry group, an anonymous hacking group appears to have taken action. The BilderbergMeetings.org website has been taken down by hackers, and the group has issued a warning that they need to work for the benefit of humanity, or their assets will be hacked next. Dear Bilderberg Meetings, from now on, each one of you have 1 year, 365 days to truly work in favor of humans and not your private interests. The hackers who identify themselves as the Hackback Movement and Anonymous said in a message posted at bilderbergmeetingsgroup.org, and you can see that link for yourself. Otherwise, we will find you and we will hack you. They threatened the wealthy electo political 1%. And it says here in the quote, mind the current situation. We control your expensive connected cars. We control your connected house security devices. We control your daughter's laptop. We control your wife's mobile. We tape your secret meetings. We read your emails. We control your favorite escort girl's smartwatch. We are inside your beloved banks, and we are reading your assets. You won't be safe anywhere near electricity anymore, the hackers said. And um, and it's interesting because it looks like the letter is right in these links. And like it says here, the message to the people: since the advent of time, humans have long forgotten to love and care for each other. And it goes on and on and on. I'm going to read it. What the hell? In their egotist, selfish driven minds, a couple of people have managed to get power and abuse against the weaks. History is repeating itself. There is no equality between human wor- humans on a world scale, and so-called human rights are nothing more than an illusion. The globalization, the world order system is favoring this unbearable situation. At least is for humans cares. What's going on today? Weak people suffering, die, or live in poverty to serve upper interest. Empowered elite play the world's big guy. This world order is conducted by groups which are composed by the wealthy 1%, upper elite, and corrupted, empowered politicians. Do not follow their propaganda saying the situation is not true or paranoia driven. Post Cold War liberal capitalism has managed to spread widespread idea that money equals happiness and should be life goal for the 99% and egoist goal. The system will also settled durably dominance of these groups. They told us, to go to work hard. They don't inheriting powers from their parents in these groups of friends. There is no success story, no success stories. Sorry, would top 100 richest persons are still still been rich? They were born in Africa from poor parents? No. These whole groups and interests are driven by the evil idea that some humans, them are superiors others to you. The current system will keep them in place in good positions and a good amount of time. Your children stand no chance against theirs, whatever schools you put them in. No world order is a time you need to think. No world order is a time that we need to put an end to this altogether. As many have, as you may have guessed, this fight is unequal. Power is in the hands of these groups, but not all hope is lost. We, the free people, will fight for you without even asking, but we need more than this. We beg you support. Without you, the public, we can do nothing. Listen to your heart, see the situation, and do what you should. You can make a world a better place. Message to the wealthy, electo-political 1% richest dominant pricks. Words are not enough to tell you how much we despite and you and your dominant behavior. No human stand above others and you will have to learn it. Dear Bilderberg members from No World Order, each one of you have 1 year, 365 days for truly work in the favor of humans and your private interest. Each topic you discuss or work you achieve through your uber private meetings should from now benefit world population and not X or Y group of people. Otherwise, we will find you and we will hack you. Mind of the current situation. We control the expenses of connected cars. We control your connected house, security devices. We control your daughter's laptop. We control your wife's mobile. We tape your current meetings. We read your emails. We control your favorite escort girl smartwatch. We are inside your beloved banks and we are reading your assets. You won't be safe anywhere near electricity anymore. We will watch you from now on. You got to work for us, humanity, the people. Greets, cheers to fine, finest Fisher, you're one of the greatest human alive. That's by Movement and Anonymous. And I will continue on with the article. At the end of the note, the hacker praised Phoenix Fisher as the greatest human alive. Fisher, according to Vice, has gained international attention for his previous attack on a surveillance tech program. Finn Fisher and hacking team took credit for breaching servers of the Turkey's ruling party, the Justice and Development Party, or AKP. Those documents were subsequently published by WikiLeaks. You can see it for yourself. 2011. Excuse me there. Owning to change of time zone, the day is skipped in Samoa and Tuvalu. The former president of Iraq, Saddam Hussein, is executed. To help readers better understand this complicated web top control, Zero Hedge created a chart last June laying out the linkage and various connections to those attendance to the most recent Bilderberg meeting in Dresden, Germany. The graphic below exposes various connections and links, public, private, financial, political, statutory, and otherwise, between a small group of individuals at a core of Bilderberg and the rest of the world. You click to expand the page, and you can click it yourself. That was written by Matt Agarist, and I have to say, I'm very happy that this happened, regardless on what your views are, because these parasites and their lackeys that consider themselves government servants or officials, ass clowns, are getting blown back in their faces. So one thing I love, keep the pressure up, my friends. And even the ones in the movements, because I'm always one thing about movements, institutions, entities, always expect infiltrators, provocateurs, accomplices, etc., that will try to take advantage of every single beautiful individual that wants to do what's right for their own personal gain. We've seen this happen with many of these movements. And as a person that does activism on the side myself, it's been a while. I observe these things very thoroughly. One thing I say is fantastic. This happened. I give it full credit. And those parasites of the Bilderberg group, or anyone that's the Uncle Tom and Aunt Jemima to the order, your time will be coming. And it will give you a lot more what you can chew on. I would heed the advice of this particular group. Now with technology, you can't control us. The transformation year has accelerated. It's happening slowly, but the fact is this: we will ensure true peace, security, and spiritual prosperity. Many of us are preparing for a rough ride, and we cannot live this out of fear. We got to counter it with love and kindness and homage to every single individual out there that wants to be free. Yes, you're hearing some music in the background, which I'm not sanctioned, okay? But it's got to admit one more few things I like to talk about 2016. It's been a really interesting year. I know many of the celebrities have passed, and people say it sucks. 2016 is horrible. Well, the fact is this, my friends. We're all going to live once. Let's value it, cherish it. Plus, remember the ones that are victims of the Banksters War that's going on in Syria, areas in Africa, Middle East, anywhere that's occurring. Look what happened with the Dakota Access Pipeline. Still got to remain vigilant in that area. The lamestream media didn't want to broadcast it, but everyone from the grassroots made it happen. And it was a fantastic cause. And I'd like to thank some of the people I pay my respects to that take the initiative of going over there to stand up for what's right. And everyone unified from the native tribes, Caucasians, African descent, doesn't matter. Everyone stood up in that perspective, in that cause. And I get a big kick out of, too, of the witch hunting game, blaming Russia for the elections. And you know what? They need to start looking in the mirror. Your pretentiousness has been exposed for a very long time. You can never, ever hide that from us. Plus, the great things that occurred with the so-called fake news. You're the one that's fake news. Explain why your ratings are plummeting and your employers are being laid off. And we all say this, my friends. This is one interesting year. And to all those folks that have passed, including celebrities, think of it this way. Their souls are now forever free. And it goes through unique cycles, which is unexplainable, regardless what your belief system is or creed. And I gotta say, I have to thank everyone, for listening to the show, sharing this. I've been seeing some people download it and put on their websites from France, Germany. I've been getting some from India. I like to give them the thumbs up and keep it up, man. Spread that word. I'm not making any money, and that's okay by me. And on the personal level, I like to thank everyone for giving me that moral support. And some things didn't really fall through, didn't fall through, but it's still occurring slowly. And I admit too, when I like to meet attractive individuals, I get a little bit enthusiastic, not to be obsessive. And I got ironed out, and I thank that person for being sincere too. And you're a good friend, and I always treat you with fidelity, give you fidelity. And the rest of my family give me a hand, talking to each other, and it's very nice. That includes my cousins as well. See, everything those of you, your brothers and sisters, family goes a lot more than that. Even very good friends, your extended families. Always thank them also. 2017 is going to be an interesting year, my friends. Even though a lot of we achieved on an information war basis, we gotta be persistent. Now, I recommend check out the Persistent Cop on YouTube. The good gentleman, good acquaintance of mine named Erickson Harrell. He's the one who was a guy false master implantation, who was a North Miami Beach police officer. His pinpoints as a cop. So you know what? I may just add that to my footnotes so you can check it out as one of my recommendations. And that is it. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share this throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to send me something that's interesting that I may want to check out, make it like, not some sales pitch whatsoever. I get that a few times, and like I said, I find it invalid. All right? Whatever you do, always deliver your correspondences with decorum. Get me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Tumblr, YouTube, Freedoms Network, and Scene.life. Starting January, I'm going to be using Minds.com. Let's take a little crack at it and see if we got any followers and so forth on there and pen pals. In addition, you can email me at LokiLuck3 at gmail.com. All right, my friends. I just want to wish everyone a happy 2017. You folks be safe out there wherever you are around the world. Never give up the cause, the vision, your purposes in life. We all have in various avenues or different ways. Hope for the best and pray. Hope for the best and get ready for the worst. Expecting a rough ride? Yeah, but it's not out of fear, but rather awareness. All right, my friends. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves, keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.